It is the dawn of the second century for America's national parks.
And that's made out of birch bark too, see? See how hard?
Next, we explore a cultural stewardship program that is an important part of the Acadia experience.
All of these, that's a little tiny canoe. That's just a toy. It's a boat. Yeah, it's like a little tiny boat.
Science related to cultural resources, to archaeology, to history are as significant as natural sciences. Well, that is a birch bark wigwam, and it informs the science of archaeology because it's that traditional ecological knowledge that connects the archaeological past, that science, to the living people today.
David Moses Bridges is a renowned Passamaquoddy artist, educator, and community activist who works with birch bark to create canoes, baskets, and wigwams in the traditional way. He is passionate about cultural traditions, and his work can be seen in museums across the country.
Wigwam is Passamaquoddy way of saying a house, our dwelling. Wigwam is how we would pronounce it more specifically. This structure was originally built about 5 years ago. A good friend of mine, Barry Dana, a Penobscot friend of mine, actually put up the domed structure and covered it with bark, but the bark began deteriorating through public interaction over the years, and I started maintaining it for the park. Barry lives far away, I live right here. This year we wanted to tune it up very nice. I went out and I found these big, beautiful pieces of bark, and as you can see right over here, people are just fascinated. They've never seen one before. The Passamaquoddy people, the Wabanaki people, and the park wanted to create a living bridge between the indigenous people that are from here, to identify the fact to park visitors especially is that we're still here, that we exist right here on our ancestral homeland as we did for thousands of generations. For people to see that a structure like this can be pulled out of this forest quite easily with available materials and would house you for a winter. I think it's amazing for people to see that. It might give them a little bit more perspective on the land that they're on and the people that originally inhabited this land. The Abbey Museum's right up the hill here, and the Abbey Museum was established here in 1926 as the Museum of Stone Age Antiquities. People were getting used to the idea that indigenous people were gone, that if we weren't gone already, we will be pretty soon. So we better put it all in a museum. And for the park to promote that living bridge between indigenous cultures and bring that lesson to people of the world, I think that's very important. Our elders, our ancestors, they tried hard as they could to make the most of this environment that we live in, and they figured a few things out. They figured out how to survive here with our incredibly cold winter sometimes, incredible amounts of snow. Periods of abundance, when the fish come up our rivers, when the berries bloom, when the seabirds are laying their eggs, the moose, the deer, all of the fur-bearing animals that fed us and clothed us. I mean, these are all aspects of our ancestral homeland that are the reason that we're still here. We're attuned to the landscape that we're in because it sustains us. So I want the next generation to know about the land of our ancestors so that they can do their best throughout their lifetime to preserve it and also to teach the next generation and the next generation into perpetuity.
What will the future bring for America's national parks at this dawn of a new century? Perhaps Abraham Lincoln had the right perspective when he said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it."